Hi everyone, welcome back to Sissy Stitches, where we will have a wrap up of our Sawtooth Star Quilt Along. So hopefully you've been successful putting your blocks together and getting your quilt arranged and sewn together. The last step after the third video that I put out was to do the binding on the quilt. So with the holidays and everything, and since this wasn't a gift, I just kind of let it sit for several weeks after it got quilted. And during that time, I actually decided that I wasn't going to finish it as a quilt, but rather as a coat. So this quilt along will not have an episode on binding the quilt, but there's tons of tutorials out there online on YouTube about how to do binding. So once you've got your quilt top quilted, I use 2.5-inch binding strips because I like to fold it in half and then sew it down along the edge and then fold it over to the back side and sew it down. So you end up with this, about 1/4 of an inch to 3/8 of an inch binding on both sides. So, but since I didn't end up just binding the quilt, I did make another patchwork chore coat. And the main reason I did that is because of the lining. It's this really soft, plush Pendleton blanket that I got at Costco before Christmas. And it was just so warm and soft, and it's really cold in Austin right now. I say really cold. It was below freezing this morning, and I think the high today was only in the maybe 50 degrees, which that's cold for us. So anyway, I just kept looking at it. The other thing too is that I thought that the strips of fabric that were left over from the fat quarters was going to be enough to do all of the binding. And when I did the math, it ended up being about 20 inches short. So I was kind of trying to figure out how, did I want to piece some of the smaller scraps together to get more binding, or I had navy blue, which I ended up using on the coat as the binding. So I could have done navy blue, but instead what I did was I chopped it up and made this coat because, and it's a modified version. It doesn't have the collar like the other coats that I made have, and it doesn't have any pockets. So I did not have enough fabric with the 48 by 64 quilt to do 2 pockets in the collar. So it's a modified version, but I wore it outside today and it is so warm and so cozy. So sorry that it didn't get finished as a traditional quilt, but it did finish a very nice coat, quilted coat, and it's super warm. Even my grandson came over today and tried it on. I wish I had taken a picture of him in it, but of course it was way too big on him, but he didn't want to try it on at first, and his mother and I talked him into it, and he was like, oh, Gigi, I want one. So, probably not going to get one this year, but, we'll see. But I'm glad that he liked it. They all like these soft, it's like a cuddle backing, this fabric. And it has Kind of a traditional Pendleton print, if you're familiar with their stuff. So anyway, I just wanted to do a wrap up on the Sawtooth Star Quilt Along. And again, I'm sorry that it didn't end up finishing into a quilt, a traditional quilt, but it did turn out to be a very warm and snuggly quilted coat with this fuzzy lining. So anyway, I hope that you enjoy your Sawtooth Star once you've got it completed. And again, if you have any questions, just leave something in the comments below. And I hope you've enjoyed this quilt along, and I look forward to doing our next one as soon as I have time. Thanks everyone. Have a great day. Bye.